Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's No Bull Beer Reviews. Today, I'm excited to do this review because I've never heard of this brewery. So it's not just I haven't had any of their stuff; I've never even heard of them. They are called Moksa Brewing Company. They're out of Rockland, California. And this beer is called Our Little Secret. It says Hazy IPA. It's 6.7%. It says it's Citra and Vic's Secret. And if you see that little thing on there, it looks like an open love letter that's on fire, which is a really cool label. And I like these simplistic labels and then just a little picture on the side. I think it's a really cool design. And I'm excited for this because it makes me think of when, I send people Brew Gentlemen or I see reviews of Brew Gentlemen, people who haven't had their stuff before, and they try them for the first time and they're just completely blown away. So I'm kind of hoping I get the same effect from this. Who knows if I will, but anyways, I got this from a trade I was doing to get some Bottle Logic, and the woman was kind enough to throw in some extra hoppy beers from the LA area. So I guess these are, I'm assuming Rockland is from around LA because that's where she was from. So let's crack this open and see what we got. Wow. So as you can see, it pours a really light color. It's basically like hazy straw pushing towards a gold color. It's definitely hazy. You can't see through it, but it doesn't look like it's so cloudy that there's like hot particles just floating in it, which I appreciate. You can see the head dissipated pretty quickly, so we'll see what we got going on here. So the aroma is a little more like dank and earthy than I was expecting from Vic's Secret and Citra. There's a little bit of a peach note, but it's more earthy than I would normally guess from those two hops. But like I said, there is a little bit of a tropical character. There's definitely really not any citrus at all, which is I wouldn't really expect there to be that much from those two hops. It's pretty good. So it's definitely not, like the complete flush with hops juice bomb. It's kind of a blend between the flavors that I was originally describing in the nose, like a little bit of a tropical character, a little bit of an earthy resinous dank character. But then the other half of it is kind of like that melony hops, which I really don't know. From what I've heard, that's not necessarily a specific hop that tastes like that. It has to do with something that happens in the dry hopping process that produces that flavor. So I don't know if it's a flaw or if it isn't. But I get it in all the Treehouse beers, which is why I'm not a huge Treehouse fan. But in this, it's somewhat minimal. There is like a biting bitterness at the end, but it's not too strong where it overwhelms. I mean, this kind of reminds me of the Fanta IPA I did recently, where the body itself is pretty light and the malt bill is almost non-existent. So any type of bitterness, above a little bit would completely overwhelm the beer. So that's not the case, but there is like a quick sting of bitterness on the back end. Okay. So yeah, I mean, overall, it's pretty good. I don't know. I think people are taking the hazy thing too far. Like, I can see both sides of it because it is hazy. You can't really see through it. But when people read hazy, they assume it's going to be true New England style. You know, a little under attenuated, where there's some residual sweetness left. A lot of oats and wheat in it to give it a thicker, creamier body, which this is kind of lacking both of those things. The hop flavor's there. I like it, but I don't love it. The melon character is meh. Um, like I said, there's that biting bitterness for a second that's a bit much for me, but it goes away really quickly. It's not lingering. Because some of these hazy IPAs are just too much stuff floating in solution, and it'll just burn the back of your tongue. And that's not really the case with this. It's just a real quick jolt of bitterness. So, sorry, I apologize for the noise. My dogs are wrestling. So my thought on this one, I would say drink it, because I'm assuming this is probably priced the same as any of the other New England style IPAs, probably like $4 a can. Maybe even more given the market that they're in, but I mean, I won't really. I'll discount that because everything out there is expensive. So, but I mean, there's significantly better stuff you can get it in the same price range. And I actually like that. I know it sounds like my dogs are killing each other, but they're just playing. I actually like the Fanta one better than this. You know, that's one I could get locally, so there would never really... I mean, there's a lot of stuff locally I like better than this, but that's just an example of one that I think is similar to this that I still like better. So yeah, it's good. It's good enough where I would be interested in trying some other things from this brewery, but it's not it's not good enough where I'm going to actively seek going and trying to get more, like, as soon as possible. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this. I wouldn't go out of your way to trade for it, to try to get it. If you see it on the shelf, and there's nothing better, I would buy it. But you know, if you're in that area, I'm assuming this is somewhat close to Monkish if it's by LA. So there's no reason I would buy this if Monkish was even remotely close. So that's just my thought. Anyways, I think that's pretty much all I have to say about this guy. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.